Hello there, stranger. Enjoying the month of the bull market. What bull market, you say? Well, a lot of big things are coming, friends. And I know sometimes it feels very deflating when you're not accompanied by high market prices. But there's nothing else we can do about it. This is the market cycle. We wanted it to have left translated and peak early. It's kind of funny. Do you remember that, friends? We're like going, oh, wow, we might have a left translated peak early thing last year. And then we're like, no, please, 4-year cycle, where did you go? Make sure you got your hat on. No hat, no play. Newsflash, Richard Hart tweeting about a new wallet, which is very interesting. Remember, friends, so just to show you, man, new big things are coming out here. I guess this was a few days ago, right? So it just makes you think, man. Do you think D-Wank, a Ruggy wallet, do you think D-Wank and Ruggy, remember D-Wank own Ruggy, are they part of the problem reaction solution package? Makes you think, right? Nobody can stop an idea whose time has come. Nobody can stop a fart whose time has come. Don't forget the cult chain making progress. Welcome to Pulse Chain. We love you. You like this picture, huh? You like this picture, my friends? There's big things coming, man. We need a decentralized native stablecoin. We need wallet. We need exchange listings. But man, this is part of the package, man. This is what happens. That's how the resurrection happens. You know Satoshi, friends. Satoshi, Lord Satoshi, he didn't make Bitcoin to get rich. He made Bitcoin as a reaction to a problem. Yeah? So if you look at, remember, friends, problem, reaction, solution. Okay, there's a problem. The problem is, whenever there's turmoil in the world, they push the money printer and they inflate supply and they basically dilute the money power of the middle class holding the currency. That's a problem. They always do that. What's the reaction? Satoshi makes Bitcoin. Yeah, he didn't make Bitcoin as like a... So Satoshi's problem wasn't, I'm not rich enough, I got to make this. It wasn't that. So it makes you think about these events transpiring in our Pulse chain. You got to remember, friends, to make it in this game, you need a bit of extra spice, right? We're not wrong. We're just retardio. Welcome to Pulse Chain. We love you. Most people, when they come into cryptocurrency, you know, friends, everyone goes through the same traps. They're like, oh my gosh, there is no cash flow anywhere here. And then they lose their minds. They go mad with rage and fear. It's kind of funny when you think about, there's no cash flow anywhere. And we're like, sit down, bro. Sit down. Cash flow isn't what you think it is. You think cash flow is your entitlement for a stock market price to go up, a stonk price to go up. It's actually not. A stock can trade at 3 PE or 300 PE. Why does it have to stay at 30 or 15? If you buy the thing at 30 PE, it can go down to 5 PE and stay there for 5 years. It can, and someone else goes and buys the company, and then the market just doesn't want to trade higher than that. It can happen. It's just that we don't really think of those in our mind, do we? Because, friends, see, in crypto, we understand this game. In stock market Ponzi world, we're telling them, look, bro, the world ain't roses and fairies. Okay? It ain't actually what you think. Everything in this world relies on people holding the line. Everything. Just like a city only runs as long as people are there to stand their ground in the city. Right? You're only clean just because every day or every month you're motivated to go have a shower. There's a minimum bare amount of work that must be done. With a company, with a stock, with a city, holding the line, holding the land. It's the same thing in crypto. We don't just get this world where just everything works automatically. I know, which gives you a bit of fright in your heart, but that's risk. And then you get high reward for that. If you want something with certainty, okay, go hold a government bond. Because for certainty, they will definitely print money and then give you part of a coupon of their poopy fiat. You'll get that. But what are you going to get? 3 or 4% per year? They're printing 7%. So you're getting scammed inherently, right? So if you want certainty, guess what? You get certain poop. I found this interesting, friends. This happened a while ago, right? 2 minutes before the close on that Friday, someone bought $850,000 worth of SPY 554 calls expiring Monday. This morning, the US released tariff exclusions. And I said, get those bears, Donnie. It really feels like we're bringing back the spirit, friends. This is what I remember. I remember 2017, 18, 19, because we didn't link crypto and Trump, right? because he didn't like it. It was just a separate government thing, and like we, man, that was so much funny stuff. There was so much like I want to say insider trading, but they're getting long on America. You know what I mean? Like they're just God bless them, God bless them. You want to liquidate the bears? Go for it, friends. Look how cheap Ethereum got as well, man. Ethereum went below. There's this line here called the realized price. I forgot exactly how it's calculated. Actually, what is realized price for Bitcoin? Let's look it up right now. It's the value of all the Bitcoins or Ethereum at the price they were last transacted on chain, divided by the number of coins circulating. Interesting. So it's kind of, wow. Friends, this should show you, in our last bear market, right? 2019, look at this. It barely dipped below it. And look what happened. We went actually like 30 or 40% below. Friends, literally the realized price is $2,000. And then Ethereum went to 1350. Like it went 20% below its realized price. Bro, you're meant to be in a bull. So just showing you it's very cheap, but also, man, that's what markets do, right? That's what markets do, friends. They can squeeze you and they can kick you in the nuts, and then you beg for mercy. They get your lollipop. They give it to you. You grab it. They go, ha. Like Turkish. Those Turkish videos where there's Turkish ice cream, where the guy's like, just give me the ice cream. Whoop, 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 whoop. Just give me the ice cream. That's what markets can do. Deep bear market stuff, right? Why are we here? We know why we're here. The business cycle. Okay. And I want you to have an appreciation for that, friends, because most people will look for the domino. They'll look for the reason. They'll say, oh, it's this guy, or, it's this specific altcoin, and this guy did something. It's not, bro. It's just it's the cloud is raining on all of us. Once you accept this in your heart, you start to focus on what you can actually change. Like preparing for the bull, right? Maybe work harder, get an extra job, maybe work longer hours, dunk into your savings if you have any, right? To DCA more. Once you start putting your mind to that, that's productive. That's better. Rather than just like trying to point a finger and say, oh, it was that monkey. That was the monkey that peeled my banana from me and ate it from me. Just no one gets anywhere like that. And we've got to remember as well, friends, scams pump the hardest in the bull market. So like when people talk about fundamentals, dude, have you been through a crypto bull market? Fundamentals is the last thing you want to be buying in a crypto bull market, okay? Unless this time's going to be different, okay? We love speculating. Very interesting, right? Crypto investors must stay sharp at all times. Look at these brown tarnished slippers. You are not going to make it. Here are nice, fluffy Highland bull slippers. You are going to make it. You understand what it takes, friends. You need courage. You need strength, all in your heart. That's the only way to make it, man. There's no way. This market just gives you the bone. Just please give us the bone. It makes you sit through so much pain and turmoil. Remember, this is a family-friendly channel. Friendship advisory. Bag pumping content. I teach you ratios. Okay. I give you insights. I fade the crowd. Friends, I fade my own crowd. Yeah. I started with no crowd. Now I've got a crowd of friends. Fade the crowd. Fade the crowd. Oh, followers are leaving. Okay. Okay. Explain to me how I'm supposed to care about that. Explain to me how that impacts the future. It doesn't. Remember, friends, as well, forecasts into the future, they don't actually tell you about the future. They just tell you about the person who gave the forecast, the forecaster or forecastee. Okay, you got to remember that as well. So a lot of it, yeah, it is random, but if you stick into a principle of, remember, buying low, selling high, you are going to make it. If everyone is like running out of the building, you're looking for a reason to stay in the building, you win in crypto. You're fading the crowd. Okay? On average. Doesn't mean you always win. Doesn't mean go all in. But on average, you're tuning your brain to win. I've got a screenshot as well from before, friends. But this is just wild, man. Like, when Pete I had the narrative of Pulse Chain, Pulse dropped 45%. Yeah. Then we had the first Trump tariff dump. It was only 20% drop. You see how it did like a higher low and it went up? It's very interesting. Perhaps Pulse Chain, once again, front run the wider markets on that dump. And then the PDI narrative sent Pulse down. It's shaking out weekends. That's what markets do. So it's just you have You have holders, friends. That's it. There's holders of a coin, and the market's got these eyes, and it's like, okay, someone's weak. Someone here is weak. I don't know who. Let me dunk down lower. We'll show who the weak hands are. And the weak hands get rid of exponentially large amounts of supply for pennies. That's what happens in every single market. It just finds a way to do that, man. And it does get annoying because you're always long. You're like, bro, are we just going to keep shaking out people forever and ever and ever? Yeah, man. Yeah, we are. But over time, it's higher price floors. Like the S&P 500 is shaking out people at 4,500. Yeah, once upon a time, it was shaking out people at 3,500 and 2,500, right? In the bottom of the GFC, friends, the bottom of the S&P 500 was 666. Yeah, it's 2009 in March when it bottomed out. 666. How about that? Everyone's like, oh, crap, I'm getting shaken out. S&P 500, man, 7 times bigger. It's cool. It is cool, but let's hope crypto powers on. People believe many things, friends, but you got to believe in yourself the most, yeah? Do you think this time is different with anything, man? Buying low, selling high. I don't, friends, it's not, I mean, I sit here, I don't blame people. I know they say a lot of weird, eccentric stuff. People go loopy. This go totally loopy. Sommy derangement syndrome. There's just, I don't know, man, but you just, it's not you. Yeah, it's not you. You know, friends, you have to have a respect for everyone in crypto, even if, dare I say, they like sitting in that chair, right? Not the squeaky chair, of course, the hotel clerk chair from time to time. Because you can remember, at least they're in the arena. Yeah, at least they're in the arena. You know, so many people out there in society, if they were to, if they were to hop into the crypto arena, you'd probably never look at them the same. You're like, you're a permafutter guy, or you're always feeling negative. You know, just it really does reveal character traits out here. But is that real? Well, it might ask you something, right? What's real humanity? You know, if let's say, friends, you emptied a supermarket of all the food for a month, what do you think society would do in the next week to month? Yeah, they start killing and eating each other. Is that real society? It's just circumstances, right? You know, a lot of playwrights and like authors and movies, they try to like, sometimes they reveal a bit of humanity. We're like, man, we're all just in places by circumstance. Makes you think about it. That's why in crypto, friends, it's not real. But also, I want you to have that perspective, man. When people sell stuff, that's also not real. It's because they're seeing everybody else get out of stuff. It's irrational. But it can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, friends. It is very interesting, right? There's disbelief everywhere I look. That's exactly what we want to see, okay? I think bull market's still on, and then we are still going to make it. Just think for yourself, friends. You just think, I know it's tough, man. It's really, really tough. Market's always like, join. Oh, I know it's hard, but you really got to think for yourself, man. Like, if you and I, we were to go back to the early crypto days, do you really think it was easy? Like, it could be going to zero any second now, man. Like, do you really think it's easy? Let's say you had 10,000 Bitcoin, yeah, and Bitcoin's $400. Yeah, you got 4 million. Like, do you really think you're sitting there going, sweet, I'm definitely going to make it? No, man. You're like, crap, man, the government can ban it. Should I just sell my 4 million out right now? Should I just like book it, go buy property because the government can't ban that, right? Should I go do that? You could have. Yeah, but then it did another 200x. So, man, I'm sure there is somebody out there who cashed out his $4 million of BTC. It's worth 800 million now. Damn, man. It's actually worth $1 billion, pretty much. You see, so it ain't easy. So we have to just take ourselves back to that time. We're always fighting the unknowns. Okay, you don't feel nice in the unknowns, but you get used to it. You have this Zen approach. We are going to make it. No hat, no play. Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you in the next one.